bro. Like I'm working on this one 10 times harder.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, here we go. Oh yeah. Well, I can produce this one now. That's why it's 10 times fucking better. Here we go. I think it's working. I think so. Yep.
Crash, flash, and a flash, hit the gas, no turning back on this one, my life's all done, my mind lacks the wisdom, to avoid situations like this one, crash, flash, and a flash, hit the gas, no turning back on this one, my life's all done, my mind lacks the wisdom, to avoid situations like this one, woke up dead, looking for life,
in a 6-foot plywood bed, 6 inches from rest of your life.
No blessing inside, my aggression's full throttle for the rest of the night.
Full throttle, hitting all the gears, in the Jersey barriers, heading out Route 3. We are used to this. Fuck the world.
Fuck my wife, that fucking stupid bitch
Got me ending my life, holding a crucifix. Fugazis ain't focused, we're not faking.
We're hustlers, strugglers, still every track we lacing. That's not enough with the problems we facing. Going crazy, lacking motivation.
Problems are facing, road raging in the beam. You don't want no problems, now I mean.
Y'all seen some shit, but nothing we've been through. The few people that love that will miss you. Crash, flash, and the flash, hit the gas. No turning back on this one. My life's all done. My mind lacks the wisdom to avoid situations.
What's happening, Tanner?
You're a G, dude.
You're
You
a 6
go
foot
hard,
7.
man. Dude, you always
You're a
bring
G
that.
too, brother.
You always bring that energy, man.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it, bro. That's all I'm trying to do, brother. Just motivate, inspire, and like, just put good shit out there in the universe. That's all.
Yeah, that's how
brother?
that's how I came across you, man. So get into it. Like when I was like 19, right before I joined the Navy, I used to kickbox and box in Newark, New Jersey, and at this like really hardcore old school gym.
Good spot.
Right?
Those are good spots.
Yeah,
to learn.
Yeah. And like, dude, I saw you doing the workout, and I was like, yo, that's what my coach used to have me do, all that crazy stuff. You know what I mean? Where it was like no weights, like you didn't need weights, you just went as hard as you could, like an animal. And at first you went for 20 minutes because your body couldn't take it, and then you progress and you'd be doing that for 3 hours. And I was like, yo, this guy's legit, man. Because you don't see anybody
fundamentals. It's like people don't want to do it no more. You know what I mean? It's like that's the most important thing to fucking do all the time. It's not fucking like Superman punches, all these one punches at a time and shit. Throw fucking 3s and 4s and 6s and 8s because most of those are gonna land. You know what I mean? You might not land one punch. You know what I mean? Like just one punch. And honestly, if you're not on, it's like happened to Volkanovski the other night in the second round. Like Ilya Taporia is throwing less rights, but the punches, and that's what people
that was
don't
crazy,
understand.
Man.
They just don't get it.
That was wild. Crazy fight.
What the fuck happened? A lot of people fight for fame these days. They don't fight for legacy. You know what I mean? It's all about legacy. And fine, you want Kalman, Coach Ball K this is Tana, and everything's linked up in the I'm sorry, go ahead, Tana. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying what's up to Paulman.
Oh, absolutely. Palman's the man from the Netherlands, and Coach Balquet is from Virginia. And, here's the thing. Most of the views are after, so which is good. You know what I mean? Which is good. It's good.
Yeah.
Thanks for jumping in there, people. I appreciate you guys. You're a beast too, Coach Balquet. So is this man. So what have you been doing lately? I'm proud of you, my friend. What have you been, fucking marathon running and shit?
Yeah, so I'll try to go back to like the start of everything.
You're a beast. You're a beast. Yeah, I want to hear this. I want people to hear this. Go ahead, bro, please. And thanks for your service too, bro.
No, yeah, absolutely, man. It's my pleasure. But so I kind of had when I was always like very physical. When my dad he taught karate when I was younger, and he was a Marine, he was a psychopath, really hardcore dude. Parents got divorced.
Semper Fi.
Yeah. And then I went kind of the same road as you when I was younger, drugs, just crazy stuff, just crime and everything.
Comfortable in chaos, right? Basically comfortable in chaos.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so when I was like 18, I remember, I was high all the time. I was never not high. And I just was like, man, I want to do something crazy. Like I feel like I have all this energy in me And I don't want to just be sitting on the couch and driving around smoking L's and, you know, all this stuff. And I saw a women's Olympic marathon. And dude, it inspired me. And I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. Like they're doing this. And, you know, so I started working out then. And then, you know, from then it was like, I got into kickboxing, boxing. I did that for like a decade. And then I stopped and then relapsed, you know, back and forth. Working out was always something that It
happens. Don't beat yourself up about that shit. That shit happens to a lot of people, bro. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people.
Yeah, and if it didn't happen, man, honestly, like if I just
you might not be here right now, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying if I just would have stayed with it, like I would have kept doing it, but not at an intense level. I might have just been like, I'm cool with this, like this low level. But you know, it's like you go through these phases where you're dormant and you don't do anything, and then you're just like, I got to get the fuck out. I got to rip out of this, and you know what I mean. It pushes you. You know that stuff. But
demons. Yeah, it's your demons. It humbles you.
Yeah. So I was powerlifting from. I got really heavy, like you, right? I would every day before I got home from work, I would drive to Burger King and crush a Whopper in the parking lot. It was there, dude. I was eating like 7 massive meals a day. It was crazy. And I was the fattest I ever got. I was 250 pounds, right? I had a huge gut. My face was huge. And I just, one day, man, I was like, I don't want to be like this anymore. And I started going to the gym. I just was doing like 30, 45 minutes maybe. And I would do like 3 days lifting or 3 days cardio, 2 days lifting. And then, dude, like it was like 5 months and I really didn't feel like I lost any weight. And like, I used to lose weight in 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Like I would work out and I would just be shredded again, you know, and jacked. And it was like 3-4 months, something like that. And I was like, I remember being in the gym, like looking in the mirror, like, I'm like, what the fuck, man? I'm still fat. Like, I don't have any energy. I wanted to like cry, you know what I mean? Cause I was like, it was just
I get
crazy.
It. Yeah. And even though we look good or whatever, right? We're still insecure. Like people will say, oh, I feel great. But everyone is not happy no matter what you do. Like we always want to get more and more and more. We want to get more shredded, stronger, whatever the case may be. Yeah. But as long as you're doing it, that's all that fucking matters, bro. You know what I mean? And I know I got to that point too. I was like 240. I couldn't get under 240 for some reason. So I kind of hit that plateau that you hit too. The same type of thing happened to me.
How old were you when that happened?
Jesus, I just turned 53 January 7th. So I was like in my late 40s, helping friends that were fighting in their 40s, training with them like 2 hours, 3 days a week, and then give them the other 3 days to train with their trainers. You know what I mean? And we have the same trainers and stuff from old. So how it happened for me was I just came off all the pain meds, all the breakthrough pain meds from the scar on my head. When I landed on my head, they had to cut my head. That's how the scar happened. They had to cut my head open to stop the bleeding inside my brain, or I would have been dead. You know what I mean? So my wife had to sign the paperwork and said 50-50 chance I'd fucking, she might have to wipe my ass for the rest of my life or whatever. So obviously I was in a coma during that time, so I had no idea. I was bringing my German Shepherds up the stairs. Swear to God, right? I grabbed the railing. It gives on me, and I remember that part. But falling 14 feet on your head happens like in a half a second. You don't remember the fall. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't even.
It's not something you want to imagine, bro. But you know what? I'm fucking blessed every day. So then the oxycodone I was prescribed for 15 fucking plus years and so much. It was like even like pharmacists would tell me, Robbie, Bobby, Robert, whatever they call me, right? They say you're on more meds than fucking 10 cancer patients. And I'm like, well, I'm fucking 250. I'm a big boy. I go, I have a wicked high tolerance to this shit. I'm not down and fucking drool on myself. It actually brought me up. And not only that, I just had another kid. I go, I fucking run. I'm a problem solver on these huge fucking underground construction jobs. You don't understand.
You're a sandhog, right? You're a sandhog?
I'm an ex-sandhog because I don't like the fucking guy that's running it right now. So, but that's neither here or there. I'm not I don't give a fuck. He knows that. I offered him out fucking 2-3 years ago, and then he comes up and apologizes, and I don't even know what I don't even think he knows what he's fucking apologizing for. I'm like, I was doing all the dirt when you were sitting there fucking being a coward. You know what I mean? Like my fucking business manager, he wasn't even a criminal. He got fucking 78 months for not even being a criminal. Like I did 3 months for him, and it cost me 30 fucking thousand. I did 2 years, 6 months to serve. My first county bid ever, because the first 2 state bids I got was 19 years old. I got out at 21. I got a 20-year clock and 2 years to serve, split sentence. And I tried to go in the Marine Corps, and the guy goes, no, we're not giving you a fucking AR-15. But what he did do, he called the fucking judge, and the judge got in touch with my lawyer. My lawyer's like, oh, yeah, he tried to go in the Marines, and he would have been a great Marine. And the judge goes, if this is 20 years ago, I could have made that happen. But since you were so patriotic, this is during the Iraq Kuwait thing. And America fucking was sticking up for Kuwait. So this is back in 1990. The first one. So he goes, since you were so patriotic, I'm going to give you 18 years of no fucking parole. Just fucking finish this bid. And if I got parole, I got this guy, Michael Bush, who's like the best parole officer in the fucking 617 area code, Quincy, Boston area, you know, 2 cities. And he goes, listen, I got people on parole for life. You're the last person. He goes, just don't pick up no more violence. So, all right, I didn't pick up no violence, even though a lot of fights, you know, because that shit happens when you're in fucking buckets of blood drinking and people get liquid courage. They always want to shut the fucking title. And that's the way it was in the 80s and 90s. And you know, it's hard for me to walk away from a fight. And I always say this to people, it takes more of a man to walk away from a fight. If you know what you can do to them, you're better off walking away. But see, I always act on impulse. Now, I just don't act. I evaluate a situation. I'm like, is it even worth my fucking time? Because I'm going to pull this motherfucker's car. I'm going to hurt him. And it's not being cringe. It's not being cringe at all. It's just confidence that I absorb. Because I remember like earlier in my life as a kid, really young, I used to always play sports with the older kids. I used to always hang with the older kids. I was never hanging with kids in my own grade. I was always hanging with my friends who were in 3rd grade when I was in 1st grade. And I'd play sports with them play football, whatever, before school with them, with the older guys. And I was always outrunning those guys. So I always knew in my head, one day I'll be able to beat all these guys. But here's the thing. I never had to because they always had my back. So it's like, but I lost like 70 plus of those savages. They're hard to replace those type of people. You know what I mean? People you fought wars with in streets. Then you're fighting with them, wars with them in fucking, upstairs, downstairs, all these fucking late night fucking places that are open at 2 in the fucking morning. You know what I mean? Off of Dot Ave and the concert.
I always say that about like, think about like the Oxycontin and like all that, right? Like, you know, we were all junkies and stuff, and you had good people. Maybe they were wild, but they weren't like bad dudes. Or you even had regular dudes, like dudes who weren't like they got injured and they got prescribed all these oxys and they were straight up junkies. You know what I mean? Like junkies, you know what I mean? And like all the good people who died, man. Like I think about that, like seeing just like my friends got like, like just blue collar dudes who were like good dudes who they were well liked, they were respected, you know, they weren't like really crazy or anything. They were just good dudes and they became junkies, man, because that's, dude, to go through addiction, like you're saying, like after the fall, and especially at that age, because when I was younger, man, dude, I could get off drugs, no problem like that. I would just be like, oh, I'm getting off drugs today. And I could do it. And the pain, and I didn't care. I was like, I liked it, you know? But the older you get, man, it's
not
hard.
as easy,
it's
huh?
really hard,
it's
man.
Harder.
It's really hard.
It gets harder. You're right.
I don't have another run in me. You know what I mean? If I ever get back on, like, I don't know. Not that I ever would.
If you ever even think of that, you call me right away.
Yeah, absolutely.
You call me right away because I'll talk you right the fuck out of it. See, I don't go to AA. The reason is, right? If I was smoking a joint, right? What the fuck are they gonna say? You're not fucking sober. Hold on. Yeah, I am sober. I am fucking sober. This is the highest form of thinking. And this is the way I've always looked at this, bro. Listen, I've been smoking since I was 11. So that's like 12 going on 13. That's what I mean by 11. I was selling these 2 for 5, 4 for 10, 6 for 15, 8 for 20 in early 80s, 83, 84. So this shit never hurt me. Actually, when I used to spar with all the good fighters, you know, pros and Golden Glove champs, my trainer at the time said, Bobby, smoke pot before you come in here. You're too tense. You just want to hurt something. You want to hurt somebody. Just relax. Smoke a joint before you come in instead of after. And you know what? No bullshit. It just makes you relax so much. And that's what fighting is, being relaxed. You know what I mean? When I was fighting on the streets, sniffing coke, drinking, I'm like, Jesus Christ, if I could do this, fucking all fucked up and hurt people like this, what the fuck did I do sober and fucking, you know what I mean? Not fucked up, not drinking, none of that bullshit. So
yeah, we'd make some people, we'd make some people lazy, right? Like for me personally, it just makes me kind of not give a fuck. But dude, like I would be absolutely lying, and I don't smoke anymore. I can't, you know, because work and stuff like that. But
I
there's
understand.
people, right? I've met a lot of people in my life who weed is absolutely good for them, and they're thought they can't, you know, like everything is bouncing around and they can't put things together, and they smoke and they just do really good stuff. They do great work. They're cooler, they're chiller, you know. And if it works for you, man, you know what I mean? Like that's the thing, you know, you're an individual, right? Like nothing, you can't. So I went to AA. AA helped me a lot. I don't.
There's nothing, and I got nothing against AA. I got nothing against AA. And if it helps you stay sober, I'm all for it, dude. Like I would never say nothing bad about them.
Yeah, no.
Hey, there's a guy, B. Luke. There's a guy, B. Luke, right there, Tanner. There's a guy right there that turned his whole fucking life around right there. To a lot of these guys in the chat, they've all turned their lives around. A lot of them.
Is he from? He's from Quincy. He's from Quincy.
He's from Cambridge. He's from Boston, Cambridge, which is two cities connected to each other. You know what I mean?
Okay, I got a lot of buddies in Boston.
Yeah, well, he's one of the up and comers on podcasting, and I respect this kid a lot, because all the things he brings is all positivity. So, which is
good.
That's what I've been trying to do since day one. You know what I mean? And
I wouldn't be on here.
No, I know.
You know I mean?
know. Trust me, I know you were very hesitant 2 years ago, and that's why I said, you know what, I'm just gonna fucking do it with people that I respect and people that might motivate someone out there. So you were saying you got sober, you used AA as a tool to keep you sober, and exactly what you know what I'm saying, like motivate people, inspire somebody out there, because if it helps one fucking person, you save someone's life out there. And that's all I do this for. This ain't for fame. Fame.
So check it out. So in 2017, right?
Please.
I was working a really shitty job. Dude, I was at like the lowest point of my life, right? And that's saying a lot, because I was in some bad spots. My wife was pregnant with my first son. Dude, I was so unhappy. I hated my life. I was just so depressed, man. And I relapsed, right? And I was going to give up. You know, if you know what I'm saying by give up, you know what I mean? I was ready to give up.
Of course.
Yeah. And
it's the easy way out. It's the easy way out, though. It really is.
Check it out. Within 1 month. So I had a really bad job. I remember crying and saying to myself, like, because my dad wasn't around. And I remember saying, like, you're going to be like your dad. You're going to be like your father. You're not going to be there for your kids. You're not going to be the guy who can provide for them. Your kids are going to be embarrassed of you. You know what I mean?
That's the same way I felt, brother. So that shit's real. That depression shit's real, man.
Absolutely, it is. And dude, within 1 month, because of stuff that I did in my past, like, you know, skills that I learned and stuff like that, my life completely changed around, a complete 180. And I had within a month after that, I had everything that I ever wanted in life. And it's crazy, because you get so close to giving up. And that's why, like, no matter how bad things get now, and they've gotten bad again, you know what I mean? Like for some stuff, but I always get through it.
That's all that is. That's a test.
Yeah.
Those are tests. Those are tests that you could actually beat now, because you have a fucking mindset like you're not going to be like your father. Now, listen, if it wasn't for your father, you wouldn't be here. So,
I'm
sure you will keep out of love. I never had my father when I was growing up either. I swear to God, I got two kids, and my last one's just started his first year of college. So, you know, listen, you're doing great, bro. Like, don't beat yourself up over it, is what I'm saying, but keep bringing the fucking the horror stories, because that's what they are. They're horror stories, and people need to hear it. How people are resilient and can bounce back from all this shit.
Yeah. So fast forwarding a little bit, a year after that, I was like in the same spot mentally. I gained all the weight back. I was really big. I was super depressed. And you know, at this point, like, I had everything I wanted. We bought a house, you know, I got my son, like, and then I just got so depressed again. And I just was like, I didn't want to, like, you know, I didn't want to check out or anything, but it was just like, I got to change. Something's wrong. It was like such a depth with no drugs involved, thank God, which is, you know, but I looked back to that time before and I was like, dude, you got out of that. You know what I mean? You could get out of this. And that's when I started working out again. So I started powerlifting. I got really into powerlifting. I got yoked, but I hurt my
Got
knee.
jacked, huh?
Yeah, I hurt my knee,
Oh,
and
knee.
then so I was like, you know what?
Hit.
Yeah. So I was like, look, I'm not going to be able to run around and play with my son. I was like, I'm so like, I had so much muscle on me that I was tired all the time. You know what I mean? And I just was like beat all the time. So I was like, you know what? I always love running. I was like, let me start running again. And dude, I was always one of those people in life who gave up on stuff. Like I do something hard for 2 months and then give up and then go to something else. And, I've stuck with this for over a year.
You're not the only one, brother. There's a lot of people that give up. Like they do New Year's, you see new people in the gym. I go, I guarantee they won't be here in a month. I guarantee it.
And it's just being real. You're just being real. You're not even like, you're not trying to hate on them.
And it's just my mind. I'm not saying this. No, it's just in my mind. I go, I hope they fucking stay. I hope they keep coming. But misery needs company, bro. And I think you notice. I think you know they come from Jersey. You come from a Northeast city, and I always say we come from a different cloth from these cities in the Northeast, East Coast. We can adapt to anything, but it's really true. Misery needs company. And what do you have to do to change your life around? Was it, say you got everything? It's like Marvin Hagel used to always say recipes. Like one of my biggest inspirations as a kid was Marvin Hagel. He always said, if you have a couple million in the bank and, and trying to get up at 4 a.m, getting out of silk sheets, it's not easy. You know what I mean? And that's why he was such a legacy fighter. Yeah,
dude, you get soft, man. That's it. And and I've come to realize, like, some people just don't work out for a couple months and then they go back and they're good and they're in the same mood. And I'm not like that. I have to always be working out. I have to always have just that savage mentality, basically. I'm attacking everything. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to do something today that I know most other people won't do. And with that comes, wow,
I love
man,
to hear it.
dude, you did that, man. Like, wow, like you got 2 hours of sleep and you went out in the rain and you ran, whatever. Like, it's just like, I know, and like, it's not like a pride thing. Like, oh, I'm better than people, or it's just, dude, like,
no,
you know what I mean?
Go ahead. Like, explain it. Like, because everybody has a different reason. You know what I mean? But it's mostly for the same thing, though.
Yeah,
it's the mental aspects, right? The mental. It's like proving to yourself that beating yourself, beating your own demons in your mind that are saying, "Oh, take today off. Don't worry about it." And the angels, whoever's on your good side, whoever's trying to fight against evil, is saying, "Go do it. Go do it." You know what I mean? But the devil always outweighs the fucking angels for some reason.
Yeah, man. That's the biggest thing I've come to learn, and I've never thought I was capable of it, was consistency, right? Being able to go out there and do something and forcing myself. And I look at it now, it's like, it's not motivation. Like, everybody's like, oh man, I need something to watch to be motivated. And there's all these YouTube videos about David Goggins' motivation. And dude, it's a job. You know what I mean? It's a job for yourself. You show up to work every day. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to go to work. You got shit going on and you're like, oh man, my family's here and I wish I could stay home and just relax, but you got to go to work. Right. And guess what? You got to fucking do this too. That's just it.
And when you do that, and when you do that, the rest of the day is easy. Like, everything at work is easy.
Yeah.
Like, if you're an ex-problem solver like me, like, I had to go to the gym because being tired will make a coward out of anybody. Yeah. So, like, that's my mindset, is like, I'll break someone before I break. Like, it's always been my mindset. And I'm not trying to sound like no superhero. It's just a mindset. If you have any doubt in your mind at all, it's really true. You will lose. You will definitely lose, because there's always someone working harder. And Goggins is a legit savage. That guy's a legit fucking savage.
So, dude, savage. I never knew anything about him. Like, I always, like, I saw videos of him, like, who's going to carry the fucking boats and all that stuff. And I just, like, a lot of that stuff, like I said, I don't use that stuff to get motivated. So I don't really, like, watch a ton of that stuff, but,
I get it.
But I just read his newest book, Never Finished. Dude, that guy's a psycho, man. Like, in the coolest way. You know what I mean? Like, he's like psychotic. You know what I mean? And it's really like, I really didn't think that he was anything like the way he was. I thought he was kind of like, like a real nice dude, like a softer dude, kind of like a more like corporate dude. He's a maniac.
Well, you were in the Navy. He's a Navy SEAL. You know how hard that is. That Hell Week is who's going to help carry the boat. That's what they're trying to get to your mind. This is a team fucking thing. If we gotta get our job done, we have to do it as a team. And this is why I fucking tell
Yeah.
like B Luke and all these other guys that are in like the fight fucking community that I'm in, like for the past 4+ years. Like it takes a community. It takes more, teamwork makes the dream work. And I try to say this to everybody. I try to leave positive comments with everybody. I really do, just to say, hey, keep doing a good job. Keep doing a good job. Even though they might not think they're doing a good job, but they really are. And here's the thing, bro. I've looked at my sneakers so many fucking days, my running sneakers or training sneakers. I got to put on like Marvin Hagler versus Mugabe. Like I got to put on John Jones versus fucking like whoever, right? Sometimes I do need that, honestly, because my bitch ass fucking voice in the back of my mind saying, oh, you don't got to train today. No, I got to train today for my mental fucking health. Because if I don't, my fucking temper, and I'm going to fucking end up hurting somebody. I don't want to hurt nobody. It's really the fucking truth.
No. So check it out. Like I was saying, like I don't watch like David Goggins motivation stuff, but the stuff that I watch, because I've been loving MMA since the 90s and everything. Dude, I'll put on Fedor versus Crow Cop. They have like with a training montage. Fedor.
Crow Cop.
That's the stuff that gets me psychotic. Or like I got really into cycling recently, right? I bought a bike. And dude, I'll watch like Lance Armstrong stuff, just dudes dying, you know what I mean, going through hell. That's the stuff like you say to yourself, that's where I want to be in 20 minutes. I want to be going through hell, you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know.
It's you against you. It's you in your mind. It's like the only one that can beat certain fighters is themselves. And it's really fucking true. Everyone said that about John Jones. The only one that can beat John Jones is John Jones. And I love seeing the haters out there with John Jones because he sniffed some coke, made a few mistakes. Like I sniffed coke. I fucking did my fucking time like a fucking man. I never brought no one down with me. Actually, I was ratted on. So people brought me down, but I didn't bring other people down because of it. You know what I mean? And I can't stand. Hey, listen, at least when you're watching David Goggins, you're seeing a real savage because there's a lot of pretender fucking savages out there. People say they train every fucking day of the week, all this shit. You don't even see them, but I see these overweight people training 5, 10, 12 fucking people. I'm like, why ain't you doing it with them? Why aren't you? You're sitting there barking out orders, but you ain't doing shit. What the fuck? I want to go up there and just slap them in the fucking mouth and say, hey, asshole. Don't be a hypocrite. Get down there and do it with them.
Yo, you know what's funny that you mentioned that? My my Muay Thai coach, right? He was this guy, Samad. Really, really hooked into the
I love Muay Thai, bro. Yeah.
No. Muay Thai.
I love Muay Thai.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, Muay Thai. Muay Thai.
Yeah.
Muay Thai. Yeah. 8 limbs. Watching every Friday morning, bro.
Yeah. My coach, Samad, he goes, this dude changed my life, man. He was such a beautiful, he's still alive, but he was a beautiful person. Like for me, like it was like, he's kind of a father figure for me.
Yeah, a mentor. Everyone needs him. Everyone needs him.
He was a hard ass dude, man. And he was a little dude, but he was just, he never lifted weights, but he was like rock solid. He was an animal. And he told me, he goes, man, you watch these coaches. He goes, and they tell you, oh, all right, go do this, go do that. He goes, if that motherfucker can't do it, he goes, you don't do it. He goes, you never do anything that somebody can't do themselves. And I was like, wow, I never thought about that.
Thank you.
Going along with what you're saying. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Like, see, Muay violence. Like we watch fucking Muay Thai. That kid watches Muay Thai every single fucking day. Like he has a head injury too, just like me. Like, so.
Oh shit, man.
Yeah, it's like you got people in here like these conversations are so important, bro. It's like you could save someone's life today or fucking who knows a year from now. This is always gonna be on the internet. You know what I mean? This is the thing I didn't realize about the internet. Like I could not learn the internet. I don't know like when you learned it, but all I know is I was working too much. Like when I did my first 2 hours,
I was a kid.
Talking earlier. Yeah. So you know what I mean? So it's like I didn't have this. We didn't have iPhones in the 80s or 90s. I'm kind of glad we didn't because maybe I wish we had them for like knockout rails and street fights and shit because then people would see real fucking street fights, like real fucking buckets of blood shit, like fucking. I'm talking people getting stabbed, shot, all that shit. But most of it was hands and feet and fucking just elite street fights. That's what I call That's what I call MMA. It's just an elite street fight. That's what I call it. Yeah. So let me ask you something real quick. Go ahead. No, go ahead. You got thoughts. Spit it out, please.
No. I was just gonna say, like, with the phone thing, right? Like, I'm like technically a millennial. I'm 40, so it's like I grew up. Half my life was without the internet. Half of it was, or not without, but you know what I mean. It was like very little.
I know what you mean.
Dude, I miss that time. I talk about that all the time, man. I kind of wish we could go back to, but it is what it is, right? We're here.
Well,
and you know what? The good things that are coming out of it is we're talking, you know what I mean? Like you can inspire people and stuff like that. So look at the good part of it too, right?
There's always cons and pros with everything in life. You know what I mean? So yeah, people that say the internet is bad, well, yeah, they might have a point, but it's also good to communicate with fucking people across the world, which I do, which I talk to people in Russia. I've talked to people in China. Like, it's fucking pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing how much we all have in common. Exactly. And we all have a lot in common. And not only that, when I see people that have been in trouble and fucked up, too comfortable in chaos, I always just call it too comfortable in chaos my first 25, 30 years of my life. But it's usually 25 when we brains stop maturing. That's what the scientists say. And the ones that ain't, paid to say something, you know what I mean? They just speak their fucking mind. And that's what I wish more people would just do. Speak your fucking mind and be a fucking leader, not a follower, or be a leader amongst leaders. One or the other. Sometimes you have to follow the right people to be to have some, I would say, I've always had morals. So I've never hurt women, children, elderly. It was always grown men. If I didn't fight them, they're going to hurt me. So I hurt them first. You know what I mean? So it was always and I was always arrested for it. It's funny. People would drink and because they lift weights and they're bigger and you're a teenager and they're 29, 30, whatever the fuck age they are. Right. It's funny how they never come back and want more after, but they always call the cops. And the people that say defund the police, this and that, right? They'd be the first ones calling them. They'd be the first fucking ones calling them. You know what I mean? I never called cops when I was growing up. We never called cops to fucking settle our disputes. We just fucking did it. You know what I mean? Fights. You know what I mean? And then you find out there's so much respect after that fight. You know why? Because you're like, wow, this guy's got a lot of balls. He gave it his all. You know what I mean? How can you not respect? That's what I love about MMA. The honor after, usually 90% of the times it's honor after. They shake each other's hand. The beef is squashed. All the shit talk is out the fucking window. It's done. You know what I mean? And I really believe if more people would go like the Couch Warriors, we both know there's plenty of them on the internet, and it's not a bad place. I like the internet myself because of business reasons and other reasons, right? The things that I'm building, you know what I mean? And I knew I had to learn this shit. That's the only good thing that came out of this, coming off all those prescribed meds for 15, 16, 17 years since 2003, April 2003. 8 months later, I went and did the bid for my ex-business manager, who wasn't even a criminal. So a fellow union member sucker punched him, and he pulled out his gun ready to shoot the kid, right? And the guy owned the bar, got in between them and said, no, go call your boys to fucking take care of this. You want to go do life for this fucking asshole? So I got the phone call, and I'm like, yeah, I'll be right over. And he was separated with his wife. That's the reason. The only thing he was guilty of being on a tear for 9 months, drinking, sniffing coke, and that's it. So I went over there. I see his face out to here. I'm like, you know what? This is the third thing that happened in a 2-month period back in those days. So the kid, I go, who fucking did it? And he told me, I go, that motherfucker. I go, his brothers are good people. His cousins are good people, right? And I'm like, I'm sure they'll understand if I just go give them some humble pie. And that's all I want to do, because I could have hurt him a lot worse than I didn't, obviously. But I went and slapped him around. And a friend of mine wanted to come along, rest in peace, Stephen Pisigliano. He's a pro boxer. He was a Golden Glove champ, junior Olympic. His father trained me, was my actual first legit boxing trainer. Taught me a lot, you know what I mean? But my ex-business manager, put him on the phone with me. He goes, Robbie, come get me. I'm right around the corner. I brought him in. I want to take him out. He goes, this is my response, not your response. I go, hold on. It's my responsibility as the problem solver for this fucking union. So I'm just keeping you out of this fucking shit, because he's going to call the cops after. I go, I got Scott in the back seat of my Expedition. I got a tinted window back there. That's why I had him back there. I go, do not roll down the window. Now, people that don't understand the system do not understand it. So check this out. So I go pick up Sig, which I shouldn't have fucking did, but I did, because he was right around the corner from the kid's house. The kid's on the front stairs laughing on his landline like he did something fucking special by sucker punching his boss too, not just my boss, his boss, because his brother and his cousin just became Quincy cops. They they turned this into a big, like, us against the cops thing, and it really wasn't that at all. So here's the thing. So I pick him up. He comes out with a bottle of fucking Sambuca or something. I'm like, oh, shit, here we go. I'm like, this is exactly what I didn't want. We pull around right around the corner. The kid's still there. I got my fucking, he gets out. I go, Scott, don't roll down the window. Don't say nothing. Just watch. Just be humble. Let's watch us humble this kid. And he goes towards Sig. He had long hair. I just grabbed by his long hair, dragged him to the ground, and just, quick fucking bang, 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 quick fucking beating. And I go, Sig, enough. We're done here. I get in the, and then my fucking ex-boss goes like this, rolls down the window. How'd that feel, Tommy? And I'm like, Scott, what the fuck did I tell you? And as I'm yelling at him while I'm driving away, my wife calls, Robbie, APB out for Neil, Bordy, and Sigliano, Neil, Sigliano, and Bordy. I go, see, Sig, see, Scott. I go, there's a reason I wanted to do this. I told you this kid would rat. I told you he would call the cops, even though Scott didn't call the cops on him after he sucker punched him, right? No, because we don't call cops on our fucking people. We just don't do it. Yeah. So then I get APB out. So I go to my house real quick, get a fucking change of clothes, park my truck 2 fucking streets over. Because you know how city blocks are. You can just cut through people's yards that you know.
Yeah.
I grab that change of clothes. I say, I'll see you up at the fucking hotel. Call my lawyer. And now my business manager ain't paying for my lawyer, ain't getting me out on bail, right? Because he's got to get himself out on bail, got to get himself a fucking lawyer now. And Sig's got to fucking, he didn't turn himself into the next fucking day. It's a long fucking story, but what ended up happening is he died a week prior to our pre-trial because it went on for like 3 years. This happened in 2001.
Oh, Jesus, man. Sorry, man.
Don't worry about it, bro. Like, he was going to do the time. He goes, listen, you guys got kids. I go, hey, Robbie, you already did 2 bids. They're going to try to smoke you. I go, yeah, but it's my choice. You know what I mean? Like I signed up for this life. I know what to expect. You know what I mean? But, so he was going to take the time. So which would have been good. But, he died a week prior to our fucking pre-trial. And he'll be on here soon, Scott, my ex-business manager, because like I told the feds, I don't know who the fucking telling you these lies, but he ain't a fucking criminal. He's the farthest thing from a criminal. They should make a statue of that guy in Southwest Quincy for people like me that he helped. And he offered me a job way before my second state bid. I was just too comfortable in the drug life, selling coke and fucking drinking and all that stupidity, which is basically stupidity. Have your fun as a young kid. Don't get me wrong. As a young teenager or fucking young 20-year-old. Yeah, go have your fucking fun. But eventually you're going to fucking find it and you're going to find out that it's fucking bullshit. So check this out. A week after he died, we're walking in the court. I walk in the court. My ex-boss is sitting there. His lawyer, even my boy's lawyer came out of respect for him that just, OD'd a week prior. I don't know if the pressure was getting to him from court and everything. And, they go, oh, you and Scott can walk out today. You guys just blame it on Steven Sigliano. I go, hold on a second. I go, even though I know this and I respect this guy, I go, don't ever say that to me again. I go, I respect you, but I know 99% probably fucking would do that, but you're not talking to those 99% right now. I'm like 1 of 5% of the people on this planet that will not go against their friends and blame it on someone else. The dirt ain't even, exact words I said, the dirt ain't even dry over his casket. And you think I'm going to blame it on him to walk out of here free? Yeah. Fuck that. I'll never be able to look at myself in the mirror again. I look at it every morning when I brush my teeth. I go, don't ever say that to me ever again. I look at my lawyer, $30,000 man. Go get me something I can fucking do. This happened in 2003, April 2003. This is October 2003. So right there, boom. It comes out 3 times, 4 times, with these fucking bids. I'm like, no, go do better. Finally, he goes 2 years, 6 months. That's as far as it'll go, Bobby. I go, all right, I'll take it. I go, but I need a stay of execution because I got stay of executions before. I never defaulted court because I don't like looking in feds and fucking detectives or whatever. So I always showed up to court. And I always knew if you show up to court, you always get bail. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you have fucking defaults on your record, you're coming off the street going to court. Doesn't look good. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I go get me something I could do, but I need a stay of execution like I got last time. And the last time prior to that was my daughter was just born and everything. So I just wanted to get everything everything settled. My wife settled my daughter, back in 1993. That's how that was my second state bid. So yeah, I go, yeah, I can't do it. And then his lawyer, the lawyer said something. He goes, Bobby, do you know about 99.9% of people would have fucking blamed on their fucking dead friend? I go, yeah, but my spiritual side of me, even though I don't preach God to nobody, and I've never preached God to nobody. I just always knew morals. You know what I mean? I never hurt a woman or a child or an elderly. And that's why people, when they think of bad people, when they crucify like John Jones and people like that sniff lines and made some bad mistakes or whatever the fuck it is, right? It's like, listen, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And we all make mistakes. If you don't have no like failures in your life, you're going to fucking, you're never going to succeed because you learn from everything in life.
Absolutely. But you have.
Is there anything else you want? Yeah, go ahead. Pleplease go ahead. Because I want these rants. I feel bad.
Yeah, I got to go in a couple of minutes, but I just want to say,
that's fine. That's fine.
You said like, you wouldn't be able to do that. It's like as men who are, we're not perfect. In one regards or another, right? You're gonna make that mistake where you're gonna cross a line that you cross your morals, whether it be stealing, whether it be lying to someone or like not ratting, but you know what I mean, like just being deceitful with somebody who loves you, and that shit builds up in you, right? And you think about that stuff, and I felt like that for me, like that's what caused me to use and just drink a lot, and I had these things that I did in my past that I did them for whatever reason. Yeah, exactly. And I did them either for money or, for whatever.
We've all been there. We've all been there, brother. All of us.
And as a man, at some point you got to face that, right? And if you don't,
as a man, you got to have, you got to have humility. You got to say, I was wrong. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's not hard to fucking do, but some people just can't fucking do it. They can't do it.
Yeah, they're too proud, and and it eats them up inside, and they're miserable. You know what I mean? And they live their life just miserable and.
Thank you so much for saying that, because you hit it right on the fucking money. And you know what, dude? I know this took you about 2 years at least to do this. So I give you a lot of credit. Well, I understand. I got kids too. Just to face your fears, because I know what you said. I remember what you said to me. We don't have to mention none of it. And it has nothing to do with you being a bad person either. It's just what you thought others would think of you. And you know what? I'm sure there's people out there that watch us, and I'm sure people inside this fucking chat and the people in the savage room here that I call it, the savage room, because most of them are savages, actually. You're a savage for turning your life around, bro. And this depression thing is a real thing. That's how I went up to 225 fucking pounds. And I don't know who the fuck I thought I was fooling, but I was fooling myself, let's face it. But dude, if I can inspire one person like you, like which I get emails all the time, and they don't make it public, and I don't even give a fuck anyway, because I'm not looking for fame or anything. But I appreciate you saying that, because at least I know when I do this shit and I don't get paid for it, that I'm helping somebody motivate them in some. Because if I could do this shit with all the shit I got wrong with me, every disc is going a different direction on my back. But I don't use that as an excuse. I do it because of the mental reasons. Like you said, you don't got to do it, but you have to do it, right? Your mind says you have to do it.
Absolutely.
And that's going to make you humble. That's going to make you more confident in yourself, obviously. Self-reflection and training, when you're training, makes you self-reflect a lot. It humbles you, because you're like, damn, how do these motherfuckers do it for an hour straight? Fucking 2 hours straight. Fucking run marathons in fucking 2 hours, 25 fucking miles. It's like, well, this is the reason they could do it, is because they do it consistently year round. And there's boxers out there, and there's mixed martial artists out there. I can tell you right now, that live that lifestyle year round. They train year round because they never want to lose to nobody. They want to mentally break people, and they physically and mentally want to break them. And not just to do it, just to be great. So they can be talked about 100 years from now. They don't want to do it just for fame, dude. And this is what this channel and this podcast is all about. It's nothing about fame. It's about reaching out to people out there and inspiring maybe the younger generation, even some of the older generation that still haven't figured it out yet. And you know what? I appreciate you a lot for you coming on here. I know you said you had till 3:30, but in my defense, I only had a 5-minute notice from you. So next time I bring you on, we're going to have an hour, 2 hour fucking, I really believe the long form thing is very important, because then we can touch on other things in life. And I appreciate you coming, brother. I know I held you longer than you were supposed to be held, brother. Cool. I appreciate you, brother. I just want to tell you I appreciate you too. And I love that you're fucking training every day. I love it. And people hearing this from you, they might say, you know what? I can do it too. There is no can't, is there? There's only can. If you don't try, you'll never fucking know anyways. All I can say, would you agree to this? If you don't fucking try it, how the fuck do you know if you can do it? If you do it every day, you're only going to get better and better and better.
Yo, and the thing is, like, I'll leave you like with this. This is kind of my big
thing brother.
that I got from like David Goggins, right? Is like, I'm not a really talented person. I'm not like, I wasn't born like a marathon. The first time I tried to run when I was 19, I couldn't run a quarter mile because I was always said my whole life, I'm not a runner. I'm not a runner. I'm not a runner. And then when
most people can't run a quarter mile when they first start. Trust me, you're not the only one, bro.
And I was in good shape. Really I was lifting. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't heavy. Like
yeah, but you weren't doing cardio though. Yeah, lifting weights.
No.
Even though it does work your heart, it doesn't work like cardio does.
Exactly.
So but I thought you could do it and you wouldn't be tired, but actually, you got to actually do cardio to get that wind. You know what I mean?
But if you would have told me, like, if somebody would have came up to me and said, "Hey, man, I'm from the future. When you're 40 years old, you're going to run a marathon, and then you're going to try to qualify for the Boston Marathon," I would be like, "Get the fuck out of here! What are you, insane?" And I always thought, like, you know, when you're younger, you're like, "Oh man, I got something in me. Like I know I'm going to do something special, and I feel like I got a lot of talent." But
you do. You're tapping into it now, yeah.
But 99. My talent isn't being like physically gifted. It's fucking
being
working.
Never quitting, right? Never quitting, right?
And just and understanding I'm a regular guy. Anybody could do what I did. Anybody. You just it takes a lot. I'm not gonna lie. You take scheduling. Nope. And dude, I get up 3 in the morning to go to run. I have 2 kids. You know, I have a lot of stuff to do. I work. I do overtime. I do manual labor. So I gotta run before work. So I get up 3 in the morning every day to run. That's just that's what you got to do if you want to do it, you know, and it's attainable. You just got to change things around. So it's good talking to you, man.
It's good talking to you, brother. And nothing but respect for you turning your life around and everything that you've done. I'm just really proud of you, bro. I just want to let you know I'm proud of you. And we need more people like you. We need more people like in the Savage Room here, like really good people. And the longer I do this, I'll never forget the people that were the first ones on. You know what I mean? I was trying to do the season shit. I'm just going to do this for 5 years straight. I'm not doing seasons no more. You're the first one, and you're the person I'm going to bring back on just to see how you keep doing in your life, bro, because I think people want to see where those people still are in the same good fucking spot they are in their mental. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people out there suffering with mental depression right now, especially since the shutdown in 2020. We all know them. I mean, people just hide it better than others. But thank you so much, my friend. And I don't know what else to do but say thank you, brother. Like,
no, thank you, man. Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it, man. It was great to talk to you,
brother. You're one of the first ones I reached out to. I appreciate it, brother. And thank you for everything you do, brother. And keep doing what you're doing. And thank you very much. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, man. Thank you. Later.
All right, my man. Thank you. Later on, brother. That's Tiana Slomko. He's in the description. You could follow him on IG. He's a good dude, like a positive guy. If you want to be positive, you know what I mean? Ant Williams, thanks for jumping in. Palman, thank you for jumping in. Coach Ball K, thank you for jumping in, brother. B Luke 617, thanks for jumping in, brother. Thanks, brother. It's hopefully they win it this year. You know what I mean, brother? It's like this team's so talented and they can't push through the fucking playoffs for some reason. But hopefully we get it this year, brother. Thank you. I appreciate that you like the hat, brother. I appreciate that. It's a 60% Irish in me. I got and the 30% Sicilian. I got to talk with the hands and all that fucking shit. You know, Irish people. I know you do, and I know you know Italians, and I know all cultures. And I've never been a racist person. Half of my fucking inspirations are Jimi Hendrix. Like when I was like 4 or 5 years old, the way he played guitar. I'm like, some of these people can't play guitar at all that I thought were really good. I'm like, this guy is like blowing me away. And then Marvin Hagler, when I was like 9 years old, seeing him fucking running on the beach with fucking combat boots on saying, "Who's the champ? I'm the champ. War, war." I'm like, holy shit. I'm just like, I thought I had fucking savages around my neighborhood. I'm like, this guy's a fucking savage. And that's what really inspired me was I never seen color in people. I just knew there was shitbags in every color, in every fucking race, in every culture. And that's what makes America so fucking great. It's all cultures here. I hate when people talk about immigrants and shit like that. We're all immigrants. Even though we were born here, our ancestors came here. Our ancestors are the true savages. They came here before they even know what the fuck they just seen a picture and they heard, oh, go over there and fucking, go live the American dream. And a lot of people came in through Boston. A lot of people came in through Ellis Island. A lot of people came in, up through the South. I just really believe everyone should come illegally. And I don't blame them for wanting to come here. I really don't. I don't get into political bullshit. That's one thing I do not fucking do. I do not get, because I lived enough politics in my life, street, prison, fucking union, obviously union politics, right? There's 3 types of politics I lived, and those are probably in DYS. I mean, I already knew the politics of the street. So if you know the politics of the street, you're going to know the politics in DYS, which is juvie for people that don't know out there. It's just a Massachusetts fucking thing or a New England thing. That's juvie. I was in and out of there. My mother was playing fucking tough love with me with my probation officer, and it was probably the best fucking thing for me. But the counselors in juvie used to tell me, you're going upstate. You know why? Because you think you know it all, and you have too much confidence, you have too much ego, and you have too much this, too much that. But it always served me well to have confidence in myself. And people lack confidence, and that's why they're scared. They're scared to face their fucking fears. And this was very scary when I first started doing this. No bullshit. I never was scared when I did shows in front of people because I knew I was getting paid to do the shows. Like, I wasn't scared to go, and I would do a shot of Crown Royal, and I'd drink a beer, and I'd go on stage with my other group members on my albums. I never looked at it as a solo thing. There's a lot of people that procrastinate, say they're going to do this, say they're going to do that, and they never fucking do it. So I was working all week, and I'd go to the studio once a week, and it would be like anger management for me. So I'd get in that booth, and I'd write the fucking song right there. I'd write the song before I went in the booth, and I'd bring the other guys along with me because they've been doing it for 10, 20 years, and they had albums out. So I'm like, if they go in the booth first, they're only going to make me step up my game. And I could really, spit Public Enemy, Chuck D, like, these are my biggest inspirations. KRS-One, Criminal Mind, Boogie Down Production, Criminal Minded, Public Enemy, Takes a Nation of Millions, The Hold Us Back. Then it was NWA, it was Rakim, EPMD, Redman, 93, Cypress Hill came out, fucking Dre, the first Chronic album. Now, meanwhile, I'm already in the 80s. I'm going to see, I've seen at least 150 shows. I've seen like original Megadeth in clubs. I've seen original Slayer in clubs. I've seen like Metallica 5-6 times. Like, you know what I mean? Like bands in their primes, you know what I mean? Like watching fights in the 80s and the late 70s and the 80s and the 90s. It's like when boxing used to be boxing, when the best fought each other all the time, you know what I mean? So it was like when you seen the wars those guys go through, they're legacy fighters, and they're still being talked about to this day. And that's why I always respect fighters. I'll have post fights coming on in about an hour from now, a live stream from the post UFC 298, which was pretty fucking good, actually. A great job on all those fighters' behalf, on all the mixed martial artists. I respect you all the people that step into a ring like I'd step into a ring. You know what? It wasn't paying me no money. We all know this. Fighting does not pay you money. So I had a kid to fucking raise, and I definitely didn't want to be a guy like my father was, who didn't raise me. You know what I mean? My mother had to raise me, on welfare. And, you know what I mean? As a kid, that fucks you up as a kid. It makes you an angry person. It makes you ashamed. You know what I mean? And there's really nothing to be ashamed of. There's nothing to be ashamed of. It is what it is. You didn't ask to be born. So you're brought into this world. And I really believe we create our own karma in life, bad karma, good karma. We create our own luck in life. And I really believe me not fucking turning on my people and telling the cops, go fuck yourselves. We have nothing in common right now. Like back in the 80s when I was a teenager, you know what I mean? Back in my early fucking 20s when I said, we got nothing to talk about except my phone call, and that's it. Like, that's it. Why the fuck am I going to bring my people down when I fucked up? They didn't, right? So why am I going to go tell on my fucking friends? I'm never going to fucking do it. And there's no reason for me to do it ever again because I haven't been in trouble in 20 fucking 3 years. So 2001 was that union thing, right? they made a big deal of that because it's political. You know what I mean? You got union politics, you got cops involved, right? Like I told cops about, I don't know, day before my son's 16th birthday, my second born, right? They come by my house because they said I look suspicious. I go, so I look suspicious, right? I really believe they respect you when you don't turn on your people. I really believe that. And I knew what I was signing up for, like selling drugs and all that shit. I wanted people to know. I wanted people, and people seem to respect I got and all that. And that shit is fucking, it's addictive. It's more addictive, that life, than the drugs and the booze and all the things that come, sex, drugs, rock and roll, all that shit. It's more addictive than all of that shit. So as a person, before you're 25, or before some people it's 25, some people it's 28, some people it's 30, some people realize it at 18 or 19 or 20. Our brains don't mature till around 25. And older people used to always say this to me when I was growing up selling drugs and shit. People that I still respect to this day, they would say, "You'll understand peace of mind one day, Robbie. Rob it." Like they would say, "Rob it," like teachers and fucking people in fucking juvie or counselors or rec offices or gods. You know what I mean? Gods would say, "You're too good for this fucking shit." I'm like, well, not really, not fucking really. I got caught. A lot of us are pissed off at ourselves because we got caught. You know what I mean? But here's the thing: people brought me down. I got ratted on, so I just realized that there ain't no honor in this game. And when I see the no honor, it really bothers me because I had nothing but honor in this game. And it makes me sad when I see people break mentally or physically, mentally especially. Like if I had to go turn myself in, they wanted me to go upstairs from ICU for 3 to 9 months. My wife could verify this. Anyone could verify this. Friends of mine that coming up to see me, everything. I could have went upstairs for 3 to 9 months. They wanted me to go upstairs from ICU and say, and then I could have said I forgot all about it and I could have walked away from that charge. No, I couldn't do it. I go, listen, I got arrested home. I got a wife. I got kids. I had my daughter at that time, but my son was 2003. He was April of 2003 was when I fell off my back porch bringing my German Shepherds up backstairs. 2005, April 2005 is when my son was born. So I think everything's preordained. And my daughter, she's killing it in life right now. UMass, JFK, Dean's List, her 3rd month there. We had to read it in the paper because she thought she was in trouble or something. She's killing it. My son, internship with the Celtics, top 75 players and basketball players in Massachusetts last year before he got hurt halfway through the season. He's on an internship with the Celtics and TD Bank North Garden at Suffolk University. I mean, I couldn't be more grateful, and I give a lot of that credit to my wife. My wife, behind every good man, there's a good woman, and for the people that are, against simping or whatever, it's all good. I understand why you say that. I get it, but I couldn't see myself smartening the fuck up if it wasn't for my wife. So honestly, I don't have no shame in it, and I would never take it back. I love my kids. I love my wife. And I really believe there's a soulmate for everybody out there, someone that you want to spend the rest of your life with. Every woman before her was a headache, you know what I mean? And they weren't bad people. It was just, I was probably, too wild and they were too wild, you know what I mean? So when you find a good woman, hold on to her. You know what I mean? Hold on to her. And I'm grateful I have my wife because she always made me think twice about shit. And that's why I learned, even though I was playing chess in 3rd and 4th grade, I wasn't fucking living that type of life, thinking 10 steps ahead in the 80s as a teen. I never thought I'd live till 30. It was the rock and roll fucking rap, fucking partying like rap stars and rock stars. That's basically the life in the 80s. That's why I call it the golden era. And unless you were born in that era, I don't think you'll ever understand. But the people that did and know about 8-track tapes and know about fucking a turntable and know about records and going to see fucking bands and seeing epic bands that you couldn't just put the music on overnight. You couldn't make the radio unless you were really fucking good. And these guys actually would play the guitar the rest of their life and, play drums, bass. And then I remember rap came out in the late 70s. I was breakdancing the fucking Cheap Thrills and White Lines, Roxanne, like tracks like that. I even forget the fucking bands and groups who sang them. But that was like, that's where hip hop started. And hip hop started out of people sampling, producers sampling rock and roll, blues, like certain fucking sounds. It's like music theory. Now that I'm producing my third album, I learned from my producer on my first two albums. I was watching him producing on Pro Tools and everything. Once I learned, coming off all these pain meds and shit, March 8th will be 6 years. With no urges at all to use, none, which is incredible because I lost 75 savages easy because they went from fucking oxys to fucking heroin and then they're fucking, dying. You know what I mean? And I've definitely come close to dying. The pain meds helped me to go back to work and go do the time I had to do and all that shit, even though I didn't sleep for like 2 months. I got paroled the third month. The reason was because I finished parole on my first state bid. The second state bid, I got a 2.5 Concord. So I just wrapped that up. That was a 26 month or 28 months or something like that. And I had 3 years of fucking probation or whatever the fuck, a Superior Court probation. And Ernie Handy, a guy up Dedham Superior Court, he was a really good guy. And he said, Robert, you really don't deserve this life. You need to fucking, take care of your kids like you do and all these good things you do. Like you got offered these jobs at the union, like take them. Like people obviously respect you. Take these jobs. So I wish I would have took that job. I might not have picked up that fucking second state bid, but shoulda, woulda, coulda. The shit we done in the past, you can't bring it back. All you could do is teach others, and hopefully some younger people listen, and hopefully even people older than me. I don't feel like I'm 53. I really don't feel that way at all. Unless you see a couple gray hairs here on my face, but I don't feel like I'm fucking 53, man. I really don't. I'm just being honest. And I know people say age matters. It don't fucking matter. It really doesn't. Unless you've been taking beatings for 20, 30 years in the ring and fucking octagon, yeah, then it matters. Then I can see where you say age would matter. But I wasn't really taking many beatings. I was giving them. And that's just not being a tough guy, not talking tough. I'm just speaking reality because I don't know no other way to sugarcoat anything or to I don't know how to like fake it. You know what I mean? All I know is just to be brutally honest and tell the truth because that's the only way I know. When I was living that life that really goes nowhere, they'll let you make your money, but then you're spending most of your money on fucking lawyers. If you want to get a good fucking fair chance, you need lawyers. But here's the thing, my probation officer, my intensive probation officer, when I was a teenager, 13 years old, I had adult fucking probation officers, 2 of them, right? They were good guys. They went to bat for me. It's like my first lawyers went to bat for me. I think they're trained to see if you're going to be a lifelong fucking criminal or something. And they all seen something in me that I didn't see. And then I thanked them all for it, like after my second state bid. You know what I mean? And that's what the parole officer said. Mike Bush, salute to you. Bob H. I don't want to say these guys. You could put 2 and 2 together from Quincy. So Quincy District Court and Dedham Superior Court and Quincy Superior Court, Quincy District Court and Dedham Superior Court. Ernie Andy, I already said his name, right? Ernie H. Bob H., who's now a judge. Beverly C., who's now a judge in Superior, Dedham Superior. I have one in Cambridge Superior Court too. He's a comp lawyer for I got him a lot of Dan, good man, very good man. He's a judge over there now. All the guys that work in his office, Don McClay, God bless him too. Like, all these guys that taught me and went hard on me when I was a younger kid, 2 weeks in Brockton Y, then 4 months in fucking all these programs. I'd always come out fucking 220 jacked. You know what I mean? I was always like 180 or something because I was always hustling and not staying home and gaining weight because I wasn't sitting home eating all fucking night and all that shit. And once you get older, like he said, like Tanner said, you end up, your metabolism slows down the older you get. And that's how you end up fucking gaining all that fucking weight. And I'll show you a picture right there. People, here's the proof right there. Just so people know I'm not fucking lying. And you know what? All my shit's public record. Anyone that ratted out their CI fucking material, they got fucking blanks in there fucking whatever the fuck it is. I don't even give a fuck because I don't deal with people anyways in illegal ways anyway. So I don't have to worry about that shit. But this is a picture of me. This is how stupid I was. I thought I was like hiding that I was fat, but I wasn't. Look how fat I was there on the left. On the left of my screen, me looking at, look at that's after not even 6 months of just training every day and eating once a day. And now it's twice a day. I just eat twice a day. It's intermediate fasting. And yeah, this is that's a cage right there. That goes down 500 feet. That's called an Almac. That goes down 500 feet. He died in 2015. Wayno Huskins, salute, brother, to you, your mom, your dad. God bless all of yous up there in paradise or wherever we go, heaven, with the gods, or God. I know you're up there, kid, because you're one of the nicest kids I know, actually. And there's a lot of yous up there. I want to put a couple people up here. Jay, Horror Show, we love you, brother. Jay Keith, we love you, brother. Felicia, we love you, Felicia. You're like a sister to me. We love you, Felicia. That kid's a scumbag, and he'll get his someday, I guess. You know what I mean? But we love you, Felicia, and we wish you were still here with all of you. And there's so many more. Like I got people. It's so many more. It just makes me upset, actually, more than anything. It hurts. But yeah, this is me when my daughter was 3 years old? Not even 2 years old, I think. So I've always been in good shape. You know what I mean? It's just when I let myself go like that for a year and doing those pain meds. Thank you, Palman. I appreciate it. Tana, he's probably in there. We just don't know. But yeah, I always thought you hear me every time, Palman, saying, come over to Rush Hour Fight Club and watch fights with us. You know what I mean? So I'm always pumping out Rush Hour. Used to be Rush Hour MMA. Now it's Rush Hour Fight Club. But I tell people all the time, come over there and enjoy the fights with us. You know what I mean? Because we have a great fucking community over there. And I was talking to Insight earlier. I didn't know he had 2 operations on his hand. I told him, I've been in over 200 fucking streets and boxing match, hitting the bag. But that's the only thing that's ever happened to me is my fucking finger. I don't know why that's doing that. Hold on. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've only had this in my whole life. That was from throwing a left hook at some kid that wouldn't shut the fuck up inside the kitchen. It was kind of ridiculous, but like 4 a.m. and the kid's wife's trying to fucking sleep, and the kid wouldn't say nothing 3 times. She come out yelling 3 times. I just didn't want to hear it no more. You know what I mean? And yeah, that kid went to sleep quick, but that's the only time it ever happened. But I told Insight, your hands full of a bunch of bones, and if you don't let it heal, it ain't gonna fucking heal. So yeah, he had to have 2 operations so far. I hope you're doing better, Insight. Tana, I'm glad you came on, brother. Finally faced that fear or whatever it was. You were worried about what people. I joined when it was Rush Hour May. Yeah, I joined March when I started real estate school. Insight invited me, and he's like, it was the first fight community I was ever part of online because I, wasn't hardly online. So yeah, March, the end of March of. Right after 2019. So right at the beginning of 2020, when I was in real estate school, I joined over there, and then I leveled up, ranked up, and to support the channel, and did the 199 thing, and then brought up the 499. You know what I mean? Because I just feel like anyone that shows up every week to do that, we deserve to help them out a little bit. You know what I mean? Because they're fucking everyone's time's valuable. You know what I mean? So Jay does a good job. People should go out and check out Ant, you too, brother. Go check out B Luke 617's podcast, guys. Like, honestly, kid does, I know Coach Ball, K does a lot of good things. From what I remember, I know he does a lot of positive things too. Ant Williams, always fucking good to see you, brother. I'm glad you jumped in there, brother. Yeah, go check out B Luke's podcast. You'll see the mentality of Northeast Beast. Like I always say it. It's like Northeast Beast, like from Baltimore, Philly, Virginia, certain parts of, cities in Virginia, all the way up the north, Jersey, fucking New York City, Connecticut, Providence, Rhode Island, where I did my last boxing match was at Eagles Gym at Gary Bolletto's for diabetes, and he was lightweight. on his way to being a champion. Then he got paralyzed, sadly, on one of his construction jobs. God bless him. He's all right. He's still alive, but he's paralyzed. And he's one of the best boxers I ever seen. He was like 29-0. He used to do flips inside the ring. He knocked people out. He had that fucking devastating power in his right hand. And yeah, I went down there and fought him for diabetes or something like that. So yeah, I'll fight for nothing. Like, I love fighting so much, but I appreciate all you guys in there. Definitely go check out B. Luke's fucking 617's podcast. I think it's called The Bounce Back, which is a fitting name for it because he's always talking about what you did in the past. You can't change that shit, and it's really true. Last New Year's, yeah, I remember, Palmer, when you joined, brother, and you've been nothing but a class act in there, bro. You're like a loyal soldier, bro. And I think I know Jay appreciates you. I know I appreciate you. Like I say it all the time, how much I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate Ant. I appreciate Coach Ballcat. I appreciate all the people in there because they're all good people. We have good people. And B. Luke, I definitely appreciate you. I remember like people talking shit in the comments, and it wasn't people he knew. This is just trolls, you know what I mean? I'll fucking let them talk. But the people don't realize when you're talking to somebody and doing a podcast, it's hard not to fucking, sometimes you're going to interrupt and you're not going to realize you're doing it. You know what I mean? The more you do it, the better you get at it. You know what I mean? So I kind of let people like that get to me in the beginning, Bobby. Same fucking name as mine too, Robert. So I think your first name is Robert, but Bobby, I know his name is Bobby. That's what he goes by. So now I don't see haters in your comments no more, which is good to see. You know what I mean? I watch them when I can watch them. You know what I mean? When they pop up on my screen, or I always put notifications on for every YouTube subscription or Spotify or whatever I'm subscribed to. I'm always putting, so it'll always show up and I'll always watch it, or I'll catch up, a week later or whatever, if I don't see it when it first comes out. You know what I mean? But I'll be in Cambridge, dude. I'll be in Cambridge, I think next Saturday. If you want me to come in, I'll come in and bang out a podcast with you, bro, because I know you said let's do this, and absolutely, bro. I'll definitely come in there and support y'all too, because I like what you're doing. I like the positivity. I like, the people evaluating their lives and seeing people do good. The only way is up. Only way is up. And one of these days, dude, you'll be getting paid to do this once you turn it into a business. And if you haven't already, you know what I mean? But you will. Like I said, if I'm helping somebody every day or entertaining someone in some way, just from the obnoxious motherfucker I am and the way I talk, excuse me, people. I don't know. I swear to God, I think I feel like snots are running down my nose, and that's fucking gross. So I know that's the last thing people want to see. So keep doing what you're doing, B. Luke, because I love what you're fucking doing. I love seeing locals figure it out and do better. I really do. I really think it's fucking amazing. That's the reason the internet is a good fucking place. It's a good place for and Rush Hour Fight Club. I've met so many good people over there. From Jay to Cam Palman, all the people like Ant, Coach Ball, so many people. There's just too many to fucking name. It's just too many. It's like if I would try to name all my friends, I'd get sad. You know what I mean? So it's just like one of the songs I did on this album is dedicated to all my friends. So all their names will not be in vain. And a lot of people know them. Once I name their names, they'll know them. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's sad. Every day I wake up, I wish I had 5 of them alive that still had balls and some courage. You know what I mean? Because they all did. You know what I mean? It's hard to find, people with courage without them drinking for their courage. You know what I mean? And here's the thing. If you don't have courage without drinking, well, you're in fucking trouble in this fucking life. You know what I mean? Honestly. You need to fucking face your fears or whatever the fuck it is. And then you'll realize that those fears, you should have never been fucking fearing it in the first place, because there is no can't. There's only can, people. That's really the truth. The only thing you're lacking is not trying. That's all it is. There's ways to do it, and you just got to push through that. Don't let the devils win in your head. I have them still to this day. I still got the devil saying, you don't have to do nothing today. There's a million things the devil will give you as an excuse in your fucking back of your head. And excuses are like balloon knots. We all have one. You know what I mean? Don't let the fucking bitch voice in the back of your head win daily. Do not let it happen. Just, give yourself 1 or 2 days a week off, training. And I would say that's the most I would give yourself off. One day a week is sufficient, as long as you're, not killing yourself. You know what I mean? You kind of have to kill yourself to get ahead, training wise anyways. So once you get through the sore part after a couple of weeks and you start being sore, then you tweak your fucking routine every month. And, there's diets, there's ways to get bigger and stronger. There's ways to fucking shred and get leaner and meaner. There's ways to do it all. You know what I mean? It's just something, you could get at me at my email address. I mean, I've helped other people, reach their goals. You know what I mean? So it's really easy for me to do. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to do it right along with you. And I'm going to fucking tell you what it's for and the reasons why I do it. You know what I mean? Or the reasons you want to, whatever your goals are out there. There's ways to get bigger and stronger. And there's ways to maintain your strength and without steroids, without fucking eating 10 meals a day, any of that shit. Just there's so many ways. Just eating healthy and training every day. Consistency is the most important thing. And positivity, having people on that I respect that actually beat the odds in life, those are the type of people I'm having on. And I'm going to try to do 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6 and 7 days a week. At least 5 days a week. That's what I'm pushing to do. You're going to see me at least 3 to 4 days a week talking fights. Bi-weekly commentating Pro Box TV. Go subscribe to them over there. They're keeping boxing alive. There's 3 fucking ex-champs over there. They put on great fights over there down in Florida. They keep boxing alive down there. The Prince from Saudi Arabia, he's a old school boxing fan who puts on some great fights over there. Salute to all these promotions that are keeping boxing alive, and salute to the UFC for keeping cards coming every fucking week. And we have a lot of great fucking one championship. Salute to the Muay Thai warriors over there. Those guys are savages, and those women are savages, all of them. Everyone that gets in that octagon, gets in that ring, gets in that fucking, those cages, I have nothing but respect for you. Nothing but respect for you. And people prove me wrong all the time in there, the ones that are fighting in there. So, and I'll actually admit that shit. You know what I mean? I'll say, I was wrong about this guy. I thought he would definitely fold, and he didn't. You know what I mean? Yeah, just don't fold. Like, beat the odds every day. That's success is the best revenge, people. Going out and beating people up ain't the answer. Trust me. Never take shit from nobody either, but definitely it takes more of a man to walk away. It takes more of a man to kind of say, fuck what that motherfucker's saying. Like, if I go there, like I knew that day in 2001, I knew this motherfucker was going to call the cops on me, but it had to be done. It had to be done at that time. And I don't expect you to understand. It's like someone that gave me $120,000 legal job a year, so I didn't have to sell drugs and shit, and just being a problem solver and being a rigger and tagger and a slash steward and making sure everyone went down and came out healthy and safe and back to their families. 7 different water tunnels in Massachusetts. I just don't agree with the leadership there now no more. And it's just, it is what it is. I got an early retirement coming in less than 2 years. So I'm not worried about it. I raised my kids the way I want. I don't got to kiss nobody's ass to get it. You know what I mean? Everyone's got to kiss ass to do it. But there's a few that probably don't have to because they actually know what the fuck they're doing on jobs. But I know I didn't have to kiss ass to get my job. It was offered to me before my second state bid. I should have fucking took it back then. Should have, would have, could have. What we did in the past doesn't define us. It's what we do through the fucking years into the future and how you finish in life. It's not how you start. It's never fucking too late out there. I don't care how old you are. It doesn't matter how old you are. You can make a really good life for yourself, and you could prove a lot of fucking people wrong, and you could probably prove a lot of people right that went to bat for you. It's like I always feel like I got those people to fucking thank, and I'm always gonna, do what I gotta do for my wife and kids. You know what I mean? So, one thing I would not do is tell my dead friends or people. I couldn't even do that to my enemies. You know what I mean? So, I think we create our own luck in life. I really believe that. I'm gonna leave it like that because I really believe that. I believe we create our own karma in life if we just stand our ground and remember what the fuck we knew the fucking consequences. We just thought we were smarter, and there's always someone out there that's jealous and envious, and someone that's gonna bring you down. And yeah, that's my own fault. Like I can never blame no one but myself. So like that's why I'm not bringing no one down with me because hey, I fucked up from being a fucking idiot, probably being too fucked up to even realize I was being set up. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. But everything in life. AJ, what's up, brother? We just had a fellow New Jerseyan on, brother. Tanner. You might know him, but in the description, I got his link to IG. He's a really good guy. Let me see. It's an MMA. Tonight, Jay's new show is premiering. Yeah, I seen that, bro. I seen it. Him and Isha. Yeah, I seen it. I'll be watching. I'll be watching, bro. Of course, I always support Jay and B Luke 617 and Coach Ball K and like AJ Empowerment. A lot of you guys, Ant Williams, all you guys that fucking support me. I'll never forget you guys. Like the first 1,000 subscribers, right? I'm never gonna forget. You know what I mean? And I hope I can make it there before the end of this year. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put a lot more time and a lot more work into it now that I understand it. It took me a while to figure all this shit out, but you always figure it out. You know what I mean? It just takes time. You gotta watch a lot of videos and you gotta figure it out. You will figure it out. As long as you have common sense, that's all it takes. But new album coming out, third album, Sith Mall 617, Comfortable in Chaos. That album's coming out before June. And this time it's produced by me, Bobby Nizzo, aka Quadruple Stab Wounds. It's gonna be I hope off the charts. I hope people, that's why I'm not rushing it. I want it to like hit people's ears. I want people, the hairs to go up on their arms and you get the goosebumps and say, wow, he fucking murdered that shit and really made it original. I just don't want to sound like everyone else out there. I want to kind of bring the horrorcore Gravediggers type shit back. You know what I mean? That type of rap that RZA brought into the game. You know what I mean? That really rough and raw, dark alley, sinister shit. Even though I'm not trying to promote fucking bad shit, just the horrors in life that we are, the chaos and the craziness that you survive in life and you thrive on it. You know what I mean? It's like legal shit. You're only going to do 10 times better. If you could do good in the fucking underworld and the underground and whatever you want to call it, right? I'm just not good at taking orders. So that's why I never took that oath. And not only that, I'm not even 100% fucking Italian anyway, so I can never take that oath. But it doesn't matter. Like that shit, if you take that oath, you better fucking take it seriously because they're going to throw 30, 40, 50, 20 years at you. You know what I mean? And it's just not fair sometimes. You know, there's people in prison don't even fucking belong in prison. They're they're great fucking people and they just get hemmed up. Like with, and our justice system is the best in the fucking world. You know what I mean? It really fucking is. But there's people on death row right now that are innocent. There's people in prison right now that are innocent because of someone's ego. Humans' fucking egos. And they won't admit it. They will never admit it until someone exposes them. So that's why I hate fake people. I don't hate them. I despise them. You know what I mean? I just like to be original and be myself. I don't like trying to, I don't know, be like something I'm not or be someone I'm not. It's like, I just worry about me. I worry about my wife, my kids, and the people that have the same goals and the same work ethic or whatever it is. And the kids out there that have no platform, try to give them a voice and try to give people like that a voice that might be able to save someone's life out there. You know what I mean? Or inspire someone to go out and try. Because just myself, I can't do it just myself. You know what I mean? All I can do is lead and try and just be as honest as I can. You know what I mean? And I think these long form conversations are so important. Communication is key in life. And anything I've ever done in my life, it was always communication. And that's why I really believe if you just stay true to yourself and learn from your mistakes, You can help a lot of people out there in this world. I think more people in America need to stand up and do this shit for America and for the world, because there's people in the world that are suffering just as fucking bad. Not just here in America, it's everywhere. You know what I mean? You got to have other people that have already been there and done it. So yeah, we can relate with you. Yeah, we've already fucking been there. We've already been there, done that, and some. So it's like, if I could come out there and have humility and fucking say I was a fucking idiot, a knucklehead, a fucking asshole, and a fucking just a knucklehead. That's as far as I'll go, because I don't feel like I'm a scumbag because I have morals. You know what I mean? But still, I definitely shouldn't have broke the fucking law. And that's all the law asks us to do, is not break the fucking law. So it's really easy for me now because I got a wife and kids, and it's been that way for a long time, 32 fucking years. But those first 5, prison doesn't make you better. It makes you worse. It made me worse. And I was already a wild dude before I went into prison. So I just came out worse and just making up for lost time. And you know what? My ex fucking business manager, thank God to him and thank God to my wife, you know what I mean, for making me think twice all the time and doing the right thing, you know what I mean? But and my family, my in-laws, and my mother, and my stepfather, who's deported over there in Italy. The guy couldn't hurt a fly. Like I thank the people that dropped his charges, so he'll be able to come back very soon, you know what I mean? Once I go to Italy, I guess in a 72-hour period, and bring them fucking back here. If you think you got it bad, people, there's always someone got it worse. Palman knows this. He's been through some hard times. His life. B. Luke's been through some tough times. God bless your father, B. Luke. I mean, your brother. I mean, I hope he's hanging in there. He seems like a really good kid. I hope they give him a second chance, because I feel like that kid deserves one. And let's see what we could do. You know what I mean? All we can do is see what we can do. And if we don't open our mouths, then, just what you're doing alone is going to show people the type of the cloth you're cut from. You know what I mean? Because you're a caring person too. Empowerment, just like you. Aunt William, just like Coach Ball K, always trying to do positive fucking things from what I could see. And the people that are trying out there, I give you guys a lot of credit for having humility and trying to bring communities together and prove to people we're not divided at all. You know what I mean? I don't feel like I'm divided with anybody. I just lead. I don't follow. I don't need to belong to anything. You know what I mean? I need to belong to my wife and kids and to my friends and the people I call friends and family members. You know what I mean? And cherish those friendships you have, man, because you never know when you're going to lose them. I lost a lot of dear friends, and a lot of them are gone. And a lot of ones that are alive, they're fucking compromised, or they haven't figured it out yet. I pray for those people too. I hope they fucking do well. I don't want to see nothing bad happen to anybody, honestly. I wish we could all just figure it out. You know what I mean? What's that old saying? Can't we all just get along? Yeah. Can't we all just get along? In some cases, no. You know what I mean? In some cases, it's like the Middle East. It's like people that talk about, they've been warring for 5,000 years. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. Certain things, like, you have to be an expert on this shit to talk about it. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I think people need to really learn before they're talking about certain things. It's like fighting and things like this. There's couch warriors out there talking all this shit. And then they go into a ring and they get humbled real quick. And you see it. You see them break. You see them quit. And you see people have to stop that motherfucker from hurting them. And it's, I think it's necessary. I think everyone out there should go get into a ring or get into wrestling, jiu-jitsu, get into something that's going to make you sweat every day. It'll help you so much with your confidence. It will help you with fucking everything in your life. Your mental, people going through mental health issues out there, depression, what he was talking about, it's real. I'm up to 325 pounds because of depression. And I really had nothing to be depressed about either. It's just fucking poor me fucking syndrome or whatever the fuck it was. And I wasn't even, I don't think I was doing the poor me. I think it was just an excuse. Like I say, excuses are like assholes. We all have them. You know what I mean? And just try not to make them. That's all. You know what I mean? Try to be real with yourself. Because if you ain't real with yourself, you can't be real to no one else out there. You know what I mean? And with that peace, people, thank you. Go into the description. follow that dude. He's a good dude. And B Luke 617 podcast, The Bounce Back. It's really fucking good. AJ Palman. I'll definitely check out Jay and Isha's shit. Absolutely. And yeah, go over there, Rush Hour MMA, Rush Hour Fight Club, and subscribe over there. If you guys like fights, go over there and fucking watch fights with us, because we watch fights every fucking Friday morning, every Saturday, every Sunday. Whenever there's fucking elite fights on, we're watching them. Okay, people, peace. UFC 298 post fights will be on, and what time is it now? 4:40 by 6 o'clock tonight. So you'll see what I got to say about that card. I thought it was awesome, and they're only getting better and better and better. They're all stacked. So peace to you, Palman. Peace to you, Grant. Prayers for all you guys. Ant Williams, Coach Ball K, B Luke 617, and Tanner Slomko. Thank you very much, my brother. And there'll be a lot more of these coming, and at least 3-4 times a week on elite boxing, mixed martial arts, and Muay Thai, and all the good stuff. Control violence, where no one goes to fucking jail after. Everyone has honor and respect after, which is a good fucking thing. And humility. You know what I mean?